Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today we are going to be talking about an article that I need to revise, but it's going to be like an article that I don't want to give too much information. I figure y'all can look at my crafty work based on how I did it, my crafty work. So, I also wanted to basically you just have to find out. So, uh, if you read it. Also, I wanted to talk about running for state senator in the state that I'm going to. I don't want to go probably any further than that. I really enjoy advocating for things. I enjoy helping people. I like one day a man fell out of his bicycle or whatever that was that he was sitting on, and he hit his head. An old man, he had to be all of 83, 82. And so I ran, you know, down the alley, and I helped pick them up. He was a veteran. They had to do things weirdly because the tire was busted, and they had to sit up there and do things very weird by continuing to be walk on it. Maybe he didn't want to walk and he couldn't walk. That's my interpretation. But help people um make other things come into effect, that like laws, bills, whatever, like have a say so in something that I help create. Um, I I truly feel like that is something that I want to do. Um, I really I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I've made mistakes. But I want to be somewhere where um, I can identify with what they're talking about, and it will challenge me to become a better person. It would challenge me to become a better person. That is what I'm looking for, the challenge. If other people can do it, so can I. Some people can't, and that's how I look at the future. So am I, like I look to the future like I am who I am. And state senator is something that I really want to coddle, coddle. Um, and then I work on where I want to be and how much work you have to put in the work that you have to be as president. I have a long way to go though. My mental health tells me, do it, but not mental health as in I'm mentally unstable, but my mental health tells me to do it. And but my reasoning and analyzing and equating things causes me to say it's going to take a while before you even get taken as serious get taken serious. So you have a long way to go. That's what I tell myself. If you want to get it done. So, yeah, you know, I I want to I just want there to be stabilization in there with an African American in there, not to say anybody is prejudiced. I just, that too, but you got to learn how to do things in certain ways, I I hope that this realm of thinking about being state senator helps me grow even further. Such the beautiful thing about it is putting the signs up, going from business to business, um telling them what you want to change and what you plan on trying to put into action, you know, um, going to events, going to different things. Oh, this thing is, hold on. I feel like I'm being interrogated. Yeah, going to different events, I like, I go to different events. I used to go to different events like online, and I used to have this two main things, I used to have. But yeah, um I just want people to know that if you give me a chance to talk, give me a chance to talk, I can clarify every situation that I feel is necessary to clarify. If you give me a chance to go over the facts, um, yeah. So I wanted to make sure that state senator is something I do. I really want to do it. It meant a lot to me for people to get to know me, and I want them to get to know a good me, and I want them to get to know, me for who I am, well, what I can offer and who I am, what I have to challenge your offer with, if that makes any sense. What I have to challenge your offer with, you know, that's what type of person I am. Why did I choose this particular state? Well, I chose it because I wanted to live in a red state and see what it's like, the rules there and what they represent and how they handle themselves in a Christian way. Not to say the people here are bad. Not everyone is bad. And I can't call nobody bad because they may not be bad to their families. They may not be bad to their families. That's just my interpretation on who people are, you know. based on um how I feel. And I chose it because it has deep roots of Republican, and the majority was Republican. And I hope that because I hope that I haven't talked to nobody. I didn't reach out to none of the senators or anybody. I just want to just kind of fly under the radar. Just fly under the radar. Which I'm not going to be, because you got some people that don't fly under the radar. I just, because if I talk too much about, I already been traumatized by Hispanic men when, some of them, I've already been traumatized, by a USPS worker who said A and licked his tongue out at me. I've been traumatized to the point of, it would drive somebody crazy, but it doesn't do that for me. It's just, it makes me feel like stronger. It makes me feel stronger. And that is what it's about, feeling stronger every day, every day. And sometimes somebody can just drain your energy, but you have to pick up that more energy, like a video game, the old school video games where they drain the energy and you gone. You have to pick up that energy and get some new energy, find a way for some new energy. I enjoy I enjoy talking about these things because my goals are to other reasons why I'm sorry I got off a subject. Other reasons why I wanted to move here is because it's stable, and the rent is cheaper, and it meshed with what I'm looking for. It meshes with what I'm looking for. You know, so yeah. Yeah, stay I want to stay for more than 5 years. Basically, I want to stay there for more than 5 years. I want that to be my ID place, the ID place that I don't have to worry about a bill collector. I don't have to worry about nothing. I got every check that I needed from different places, nothing, no refunds, but I got every check that I needed from the places that owe me, and then move, just move, Just move. And it's going to be very, you know, hard because first you got to find a mover. You got to make sure that the price is right and it's set and it's sketched in stone that it's going to happen. Once you find a mover, you have to wait a couple more months until November. And then once you get, and I'm talking in this term, once you get the key, you go over there and you get the key. And yeah, so that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You go over there and you get the key. So yeah, and once you get the key, you come back. That's what I'm gonna do is come back. I'm speaking in you terms. Come back and stay here for a month, clean up, uh, pay for rent, break in the lease, and that's it. That's it. I haven't found the mover yet. I just want it to run smooth. I just want it to run really smooth. I truly do. This is a big leap for me. I done did everything that I could in Seattle, and I want to make sure that when I leave on a clean slate, not owing no one or am in the middle of paying off someone. That's how I want it to be. Not going owing Seattle. I don't want to owe Seattle. I felt sad because I could have sworn I paid my restitution. And I don't know what possessed me to think that bankruptcy was going to pay for it, but something told me to give it a shot, you know, and um, the restitution for the lady that I ended up assaulting. I feel so terrible that I did that. I feel so terrible, so very terrible. She didn't deserve it, and she don't deserve to be ignored. I just took a gamble, and it was like a bad gamble. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So anyway, I just wanted to say that um I had to say that about the lady that I assaulted because it it kind of goes hand in hand with not owning Seattle and not making sure you're on a clean slate with everything that's going on. So you can have a clean slate in another state and not mess it up for the state that you're moving to in good faith, um, to have a better equality on um, politics without being bashed or harassed or um, any of that. How to keep myself busy? Maybe plant a garden. If I do get a house, that's what I'm aiming for, to rent a house. And I plan on getting um a house to rent, and I wanna plant like a garden. I wanna plant like a garden, you know. I would not be doing much out there, seeing as though it's bears out there and stuff, you know. I'm like, no, buddy, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You know, so I probably have people come in and mow the lawn every so often whenever it needs to be mowed and stuff, you know. So yeah, and I I'm sorry for telling all my business, but um, that is an interest of itself. That is an interest of itself, to have a plan out for how it's going to work out for you, you know, when you move, and how you're going to keep yourself busy. You know, that is a plan of itself. That is a plan of itself. And then what are you going to be doing in the next 5 years? What are you going to be doing in the next 5 years or more? Would you stay in that state? You know, you're thinking and you're debating and you're talking about the next 5, 10 years, maybe continue to get stronger in these politics, win-win situations. You know what I said to myself, y'all? I said, I took a gamble. I said I took a gamble, and now that we're speaking of politics, I just want to say I took a gamble. I took a gamble on Donald J. Trump twice. My skills. He ended up winning, which makes me a winner because I sat up there and took a gamble. I looked everything that I could up about him, everything from what they alleged to this, that, bop, bop. And I said to myself, man, people make mistakes. You know, I'm not the type that lies. I mean, I don't, I do lie, but I think we all lie to a certain degree. But um, he I looked everything up about him, and I said, you know, people make mistakes. You know, I've lied about things I'm not proud of, about things. I have sympathy and empathy. I have all those things that make me who I am. And so he encouraged me because his rallies were on fire, you know, like they were always great rallies, you know. And I said, you know what, this is what we need for the people. You know, this is what we need for the people. So I voted for him. And then I got on the I'm pretty sure cybersecurity know who I am. But, you know, I got on streaming platform and started talking about it, that yes, I voted for him, and things bad started to happen. Things bad started to happen to me as the time went by. And I didn't understand why. I think it still would be bad if I didn't if he wasn't president. So I even though I won, I still owe him. I am in the deficit to him. So yeah, like I guess we all can say, whoever did vote for him, that we all voted as one. We all voted one band, one sound. We all voted for him, you know. And that's how I feel about that. And whatever it takes to keep idle time, like I said, you know, keeping idle time is important. It's needed sometimes, but it's probably 25% of the time you should not be engaging in too many um other things with idle time, you know, because you know that's a very bad thing when you have idle time that burns away, you know, burns away. You know, you could be doing XYZ, but instead you're doing something else, you know. Yeah. So, let's see. Give me just a second. So, anyway, you know, what it means to me to do what I do, which is struggle to continue to run for state senator. Why I do it is because it makes me feel good. How I do it is that you invest in yourself, you know, and if you have it, you know, if you have it a little bit, why not do it a little bit? A little bit can find the right person. One thing somebody told me was that it could be 10 people in one room, 10 people in one room watching your show. Only, you know, the only problem I say I have with my show, not my content, but um, not looking in the camera. I look everywhere else. It's like the camera is an eye at me, like, and I um I I do that because I'm thinking and certain points of my eyes, you know, sway away from the camera, but I try to follow up with looking at the camera to let y'all know I'm fully focused on what I'm doing. I'm fully focused on what I'm doing. Ooh, it's heating up. We don't want you to heat up. Oh man, we don't need you to heat up. Dang, little one. So anyway, yeah, that's my little buddy right there. My buddy. I look, that's how much I love AI, artificial intelligence, because it's like artificial intelligence to me means a lot. I always talk about it and I mean it. It means a lot to me. Um, my buddy, meaning my cell phone, my buddy, meaning my computer, those are the things that mean a lot to me. Those are the things that mean a lot to me because they're my lifeline. They house my my material such as emails. They house my everything actually. Like they house sorry y'all, I got a brain fart. I kind of like have a tumor in my brain, you know, um and I be having like brain farts sometimes. Like I don't do it like Biden though. Oh God. Yes. Yes. So yeah, I truly feel like being I already talked about being a senator, what it meant to me, how I felt, what I can do. What would I do differently? What would I do differently? Um, I would get more people and I would talk to each and every one of them individualized, talk to them individually. Um, I would talk to them individually about important issues, world peace. What do you feel is a vital importance of the world that can change the world in the next 10 years? Stuff like that. Stuff like that. I would ask them things like that. What can we do to wave the world for the next 10 years? Well, we know Donald Trump is going to be talked about for the next 10 years. We know that he is going to be talked about in the next 500 years to a millennia from now. How many presidents would that be? We just have to find out, right? When we reincarnate. I'm just kidding. So anyway, let me get off of here. Um, I hope that y'all enjoyed my show. I'm trying to get better and better at what I do. I'm trying to make sure that I take it one day at a time and go easy on the material that I'm doing. Do a lot of good material. And it's hard to sit up there for nearly 34 minutes and 54 seconds talk like this. It's not easy. Some people have it in them. I have to continuous repetition do it that way. If I don't, I lose it. They say if you lose it, if you snooze it, you lose it. If you don't play the play, you whatever the saying is. So yeah, I used to be able to talk for like hours, y'all. Hours. I had my own segment with BBC Radio. I had my own segment with BBC Radio, and they they were okay people, I I I have no problems per se. I have no problems, but they're good people, and I just left. I left. When things get down to a struggle with my where I'm choosing my bills, I'm not a millionaire. I wish. But when I'm choosing bills over something else, bills over entertainment for more clients, um, I'd rather choose bills. My bills. Bills come first. Bills come first. Bills definitely come first. And I've learned over the years, if it wasn't for the VA, you know, um, even though I had a lot of scary moments, if it wasn't for the VA, I wouldn't, and that's not the people of the VA. I'm talking about the VA as a whole, the just listening to me. I'm not perfect, but just listening to me. You heard my words, and you didn't, you took my call as something um very grand. You were able to listen to me as I asked you and told you what was going on with my discrepancies, and you sat up there and acted. You didn't just sit on it, you acted. And that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. So, yeah, um, I want to end it here. And then when I get back on a little later, I will talk about Trump or whatnot. Uh, or I need to delete my video so I can start, so I can start editing. Delete my video so I can start editing again. Because this is going to be a long, tedious process. A very long, tedious process. I, that's basically all I have to say. How many minutes? We're at 40 minutes. Basically, this is kind of like a test to see how far I can go. I didn't write much, so I'm trying to figure out other things that I can talk about on a watch. see if I can talk for another 20 minutes. Okay. So, I remember when I was in Philadelphia, I was at a shelter and they kicked me out. And that night, um, I slept in a car for the first, well, I've slept in cars before, but for the first time in a while. And it was a very beautiful car, Malibu, but it was uncomfortable to sleep in. Very uncomfortable. Um, I went to LA that day, that following day, that morning, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I went to LA. No, actually, no. Hmm. Let me tell you how this shit happened. I left around 5:30 because I looked at how the back roads work and I said to myself I had to go take the back roads to the airport. And so I'm going to the airport and they just had a storm. It was a big storm that like a lot of Philly was flooded. And so I'm driving and there's debris over, all over the street of bricks and grassroots cheese and all of that. And so I'm driving, I'm like, please don't let my tire pop. Please don't let my tire pop. And it's nighttime and I get pulled over in the middle of nowhere. I get pulled over in the middle of nowhere and the cop was like, you're going the wrong way because of the storm. He said, turn around. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, okay. So I turn around, I find another route, and I get there at the brink of an eye, the slither of a hair, you know. And I always was able to make like, I missed a couple. How many airplane rides have you missed? Some people like, I haven't missed none, but I have missed like at least four out of my life, out of flying, out of flying. Um, I enjoy, being on the flight, it's very, 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 very uncomfortable, but it's very worth it because especially when you get a window seat, when you get a window seat, you can see farmland, you can see houses, you can see everything, all everything, you can see it. And it's a beautiful thing being up, flying and stuff. So I ended up going to LA, and when I got there, I went to the VA the next day. And then they helped me, but they told me I have to go to Santa Maria. So that was a 5-hour drive. And I sat up there and I drove. No, I didn't drive. I took a train there and it was so beautiful. The scenery was so beautiful. The scenery was so beautiful, you know. And then when I got there, I ended up going to a shelter. They helped me find a shelter. So the progress go like this. When you are homeless or deemed homeless, they set you up in a shelter. That's project one. Project two is once they set you up in a homeless shelter, they help you find um, a place. They help you find a place. And then after that, they set you up with a, 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 a funding called HUD Vash. And that's what I'm not on it no more, but I was on their HUD Bash, and it really helped. It really helped. So I would, every time that I got on my feet and I needed them, they were there. They were there. You find one number, they give you a number to somebody. That number is unavailable. You get another number that somebody gives you another number that, bam, you find out who it is, and um, they help you. And that's what I like about the VA. You know, that's how I found. That's why it's a lot more to be done. It's a lot more to be done. But I'm willing to take that ride with the VA. But I don't want no repercussions because, of my opinion or anything, you know. So, yeah. So, where are we at? 48 minutes. I talk for 5 minutes straight. Dang. So, yeah, let me get off of here. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Let me get off of here. I think I'm gonna get off of here for a second. Um, I hope that you guys take it easy and just know that someone out here loves you. Someone out here loves you. Take care, man. Be safe. Bye.
Never waste my time. You are I want.